everybody. Hello, you beautiful human. I know I'm 1 minute early. I was just so eager to come on here and say hi. So, hello. I love you so much. I hope you're doing great. I just want to let you know, first of all, I will be doing this live stream until about 1 o'clock, so like an hour. If it goes that long, if it's shorter, then it'll be shorter. And if you do want to ask questions or just comment or whatever, feel free to do so in the chat box on the side here. So yeah, I am going to be talking to you today about my first really big girl crush. So I was about probably 11 at this point, and I'll give you like a little bit of a backstory. I actually have some like little things to show you throughout this live stream thingy. Hello, Amanda Gulik, my mom. I love you so much too. So, little background. I was like 11 or whatever, and my parents got divorced, and then my dad started dating people, and yada, yada, yada. And my dad started dating this one lady, and she had a daughter who was about my age. Actually, I think she's 1 year younger. And I'm just going to say her name because nobody knows her, so, like, it's fine. Her name was Lorelai, and we became such close friends. So we would hang out a lot because my dad and his girlfriend at the time would hang out, and then her and I would hang out while they hung out because we were just there. Hello, nonsense YouTuber. And so we just got along really well. Now, I don't know. I don't remember when it started, but I just really remember being confused on whether I wanted to be her, I wanted to be her best friend, her sister, or I wanted to be in a relationship with her. So it was really confusing. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but it's like you either want to be them or you want to be with them, and you're not sure which one it is. So I remember being really confused when I was around her, and I was like 11 at the time, and I hadn't really had crushes before. Like, I think back now, and when I was 11, I was like, oh, I've had boy crushes, blah, blah, blah. But I think back now, and I'm like, I actually don't remember, like, any boy crushes that were, like, intense, you know? So I guess the difference with Lorelai was that I would go home and I would think about her constantly. She was always on my mind. She was like, we were so close and we shared so much, and we were just like, I don't know, we were best friends. And so yeah, it was just confusing. And so there you go. I just want to say hi. Let's see here. Mohammed, I believe. Hello, thank you for being here. So I want to show you a couple things that I have here. So I had to dig through my drawers, and I thought I had this one birthday card that she made me when I was turning 12 or 13, I can't remember. And she made me this like homemade card, and it was so beautiful, and I had kept it this like years and years. And for some reason, I think I threw it out like the last time I was like cleaning my room, and I'm so sad about it, but it's fine. I found other things. So first of all, I have this note that my mom gave back to me, and it's me basically telling her that I have a crush on Lorelai, because I didn't really know whether or not I had a crush on her, but since my mom came out to me as a lesbian, I was like, oh, you can have crushes on girls and whatnot. So I was like, I think this is a crush, so I'm just going to tell my gay mom, and maybe she'll have some expertise. By the way, I was so nervous to tell her. I don't know why. But it says, to mommy from Xanthe, and it's this little thing. It's like on a Hello Kitty paper. And let's read it real quick. It says, Mommy, I want to tell you this. When I met Lorelai, I thought that I was gay. But I don't know. So that is what I wanted to tell you. See you next week. So there's my little note. It's very, very poorly written, but it's fine. And the reason it says see you next week is because I was probably at my dad's for that weekend or whatever. But I gave her this note, and when I came back to her house, she sat me down. She's like, oh, sweetie, thank you so much for telling me. I love you. This is perfectly fine. Like, just feel what you're feeling. It's all good. Love is love. All that good jazz. So her and I got really close, and I was just constantly around her. And I always asked to hang out with her, and I was constantly talking about Lorelai. And you know when you just casually bring up your crush in conversation, no matter what the conversation is. It's like, let's say you're talking about like a mountain, and you're like, oh, Lorelai actually really likes snow, and snow is on mountains. So that's related. So you just like relate everything about your crush. I don't know if you can relate to that, but I'm sure I did that a lot. Let's see here. Hi, Abs. Oh my gosh, Abhissa. Ahibsa. I'm so sorry. I cannot say your name properly, but it is a beautiful name. And hello. You would think that since I have a unique name, I could say unique names, but clearly I'm not that talented. But yeah, so about this birthday party that she made me this beautiful card for. First of all, her family were very fancy, very wealthy. And so they gave me this extravagant gift, which was like a Barbie car that drove itself, I think, like with a remote. And so I got that. And I was like, oh, thanks, whatever. And then Lorelai gave me this handmade card. And it was so cute because I had never seen this card before. It was like my name, Xanthe, but with all the letters, like there was a word written out for there. So like with X, it was like excellent. So she was like, I can't find a word with an X, but I tried. So it was just so cute. And then in the card, oh, I wish I had it. But in the card, it was like, oh, thank you so much for being my friend. I love you. You're like a sister to me. I hope one day we can be. And when I read that, I was so happy. But then it also felt kind of weird because she was like, oh, you're my sister. And I liked her more than a sister at this point. And I didn't really understand my feelings. So that was slightly awkward. She had no idea, by the way, this entire time. She thought we were just like best friends, sisters, whatever. So that was a fun time. My mom said, I remember giving you a great big hug, and I really wanted you to feel okay and safe. I'm so proud of you. I do remember that too. So I tried finding like little artifacts, I guess, from Lorelai and I being friends, and I went through my notes, like my books, and I didn't really write a lot at that time, but I had this. It says Xanthe. I don't know why it says my name. I love Lorelai so much. She is so sweet and nice, and I love that she loves me too. And I drew this picture of her. Clearly, I'm an artist. There you go. This is beautiful Lorelai. I swear, she looks better than this. But yeah, I thought that was funny. I just wanted to show you that quick. So some things that her and I did together that I really, really enjoyed, but I didn't know why I enjoyed it so much until now when I'm looking back at it. So, first of all, I would go to her house, and then we would go into like this office room or something, and we would create crafts together. So, we would like sit next to each other, talk, and make crafts together, and I really, really loved it because it was just her and I, and we were making crafts. It was so cute. And then another thing is that she shared a song with me that she created. I believe she shared a song, and then I also shared a song with her because we were sitting in her room on her bed, and we were just like, talking, listening to music. And I was like, hey, Lorelai, so I wrote this song, and I really want you to hear it. And so I sung her this song. It was just like a song that I made to make my mom happy one day. And I thought it was cool. So I sung it to her, and she was like, oh, This is beautiful. I love it. This could be on a kids' TV show. This is so great, Xanthe. And she just pumped me up so much. And it was so sweet. Like, she looked me in the eye and told me all these really sweet things. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I love you. But I was, keeping it chill, keeping it cool. I was just chilling back there. But she also sung a song with me, and it was so sweet. My mom just said, you always drew pictures of all of your crushes. Each one got better and better. You are a talented artist, sweetie. Aw, thank you. Yes, I did. I have written in my journals, wrote or made pictures of all of my crushes. They're all girls, by the way. So that's probably a big sign. Something that also happened is that, you know that song, Trouble by Taylor Swift? Like, I knew you were trouble. Yeah, that one. Anyway, when it first came out, I don't know when it was, but like a while ago. And her and I went up in her attic, and she was like, oh my gosh, Xanthe, I have something to show you. And I was like, okay, show me. So then she took my hand and she twirled me around, and she started playing this song because it was like a new release or something, and she was a big Taylor Swift fan at that time. So she like twirled me around and we danced together. It was so cute. And yeah, that was a lot of feelings because she was like twirling me around, dancing with me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of feelings. And it was just so beautiful. And every time I listen to that song, I just think about her. Obviously not in that like way anymore, but it just, I think about that time in my life, and it was so sweet. And so her and I just hung out all the time. And then one day, my dad and her mom broke up, and my dad was like, hey, Xanthe, you're never seeing Lorelai again. And I was like, solid. Obviously, it wasn't like that. I cried a lot after that. But after that, I created these little bears, and one of them I don't have because I'll tell you in a little bit. But it has like a little imprint in the hand. So there's like another bear that goes with this that holds hands. And so since I felt so connected to this girl, like I had never felt this connected to anyone ever. And I didn't realize it was because it was a crush. I thought she was like a kindred spirit or whatever. So I created these little bears. Look, it even has a little tail. And I made them holding hands. And I made it so then they could be apart and then come back together because I wanted to give one of these to her whenever I saw her next, which I never knew when I saw her. By the way, I've never seen her since. But yeah, so I made these little bears. So then, because I was like, when I find the perfect person, my kindred spirit, my soulmate, I'm gonna give them this other half of the bear because Lorelai made me feel so loved and so happy and just incredible. So it's either gonna be her or someone else. And my current girlfriend actually has the other half of this bear because she's amazing and I love her. But yeah, I wanted to show you this little bear because, yeah, again, I had never felt so connected to someone ever before. And so I thought, like, I need to make something to symbolize this because it was insane. And so that's kind of, I mean, it's not a crazy story. I actually have another story that I want to tell you about my, like, second or my crush after Lorelai, because that one was a little bit more intense because I was a bit older and I knew what emotions were a little bit more, and there were also, like, people around me and talking about boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. But yeah, Lorelai was just such an amazing friend and huge crush. I loved dancing with her and talking to her about literally everything. We had Easter together. I don't know if we had Halloween together. I don't think so. But yeah, we like celebrated things together, and it was just an amazing time in my life. My mom said, "We love Katrina too. I'm so happy that you gave her your special bear." Yeah, Katrina's pretty great. Um, yeah, so that was that. Sadly, her and I have never seen each other since then. I don't even know how long it was. It wasn't very long. It was like a couple months, maybe half a year that Lorelai and I knew each other. But it was just like we connected instantly. And now today we're like completely separate people. I don't think we would get along. But yeah, it was an incredible time in my life. So, do you have any questions for me that you would like to ask, or anything you would like to share, if you could relate to anything before I go on to speaking about my probably the most, I guess, intense or most feelings that I had with a crush. So I'm going to go on to my second biggest crush, I guess. So if you have any questions, I will let you write that down while I have some mint tea, because mint tea is great. If you have tea, bring it. All right. So I was in grade 7. So I was about 13, I believe. Are you 13 or 12 in grade 7? I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. But I was in grade 7, and there was this girl, and she was my first friend in public school. So I was actually homeschooled from when I was like a child to when I was in grade 7 or just before grade 7. So then in grade 7, I went to public school, and I met this girl, and she was, yeah, my first friend, the first person I knew. So I really connected with her, kind of like early on. And she was also very tomboyish. She also had like gay moms. And so I was like, perfect. She's probably gay because her moms are gay. Science. Not accurate. Not accurate. Don't listen to that. That's not accurate. But yeah, so we hung out, and I was getting closer and closer to her, and we had a couple times where it was just her and I, and it was really, really sweet. So this one time, I actually recently told my mom about this, and so basically, her and I were playing like archery at a camp. I believe we were both I don't know if we were camp counselors or we were actually campers there, but anyway, it was like a day camp at our local park. And so they had archery set up, so I was like, shooting arrows like a cool person. And Morgan was like, oh, I should help this poor girl because she clearly doesn't know what she's doing. I wasn't doing too bad. I just wasn't getting the arrow all the way to the target. I was getting it like halfway there. It's fine. So we were doing archery, and she came up behind me because she was like, oh, I need to show you how to do this, Xanthe. You're clearly not doing it right. So she came up behind me, like in the movies. You know when a guy in a movie comes up to you, around you, and they like hold you and they show you how to do something? So like Morgan came up to me behind me, and she did the arrow thing with me to show me how to do it. And you can imagine my heart was just all over the place at that point. Wow, yeah, that was insane. And so I couldn't believe that was real. And so when someone does that, you're like, oh, they probably have a crush on me, right? Yeah, that was not the case. I don't know why she did that. I don't know, like, do girls just do that? Girls are so confusing, honestly. Like, they cuddle, they kiss, they get really close. Girls are just so confusing. If you can relate, please say yes in the chats, because it is just, wow, girls are confusing. So yeah, she came up behind me and she did this whole like romantic thing with the bow and arrow. And when she was like done and she showed me how to do it, I was like, thanks. It's fine. I didn't totally have a heart attack right then and there. Yeah, yeah. So, so that was one time that was insane. And then, I don't know, we had other times. We had sleepovers, you know, girls having sleepovers. When you're a lesbian, it's amazing because, you know, you can have sleepovers with a girl and nobody will suspect anything. And so we had a sleepover one time. It was for her birthday. And her and I slept right next to each other on like the ground in sleeping bags in her basement. And I remember like going to like laying there and she fell asleep. And I turned to face her and it was just like her face was like right here. And she was asleep. She was completely out. And I turned to face her and I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot deal with this right now. So then I turn over quickly to the other side and I pretend that nothing happened because nothing did happen. I just, whew, crushes are crazy. So there you go. Yeah, it is. Crushes are a mess sometimes. I remember going to bed, like going home and getting ready for bed and going to bed. And I remember laying there talking to myself as if I was talking to my crush, like practicing telling them that I like them. So I'm like, oh, like, you're such an amazing person, yada, yada, yada. I love you. And I would just talk to myself or a pillow and I would talk to it as if it was them and I would practice it over and over. So I was a little obsessed, just a little obsessed, just a little bit. So yeah, it was a crazy time. I don't know if any of you have done this, but I practiced like kissing on my hand. I was like, I need to prepare for the moment that she kisses me. Absolutely did not happen. I thought it would, maybe. I mean, she did the whole romantic going behind me for the bow and arrow thing. So, you know, you never know. So, yeah, I don't know. Have you ever done that? Have you ever practiced kissing or pretended to talk to your crush at all? Have you ever done that? Let me know because I definitely have. And I was a little obsessed. And I've never done that for a boy ever in my life. um, so yeah, there you go. I don't know um, how much more there is to say. There are so many small things that happened that really made me be like, oh my gosh, I have a huge crush on this girl. And then she thinks of me as the sister, and you're like, oh, great. And then Morgan, the one in grade 7, she's like, oh, you're my best friend. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. And then, oh my gosh. And then when that girl has a boyfriend, you're like, oh, why? You know that song by Shawn Mendes, Treat You Better? And it's like, I could treat you better than this man that you're with right now. I would sing that song to the top of my lungs so passionately because I had this crush on this girl in grade 7 and or I guess it was grade 8 at that point, and she was dating this boy or she wanted to date this boy. And I would sing that song so loud and so passionately because I was like, ugh, I feel this right now. Why are you with this man? Boys, no, why? So, yeah, that was something interesting. Yeah, so there you go. My crushes and what happened. I never actually told Lorelai that I liked her. I did tell Morgan that I liked her. And that that was kind of funny because I texted her the night before. My mom said, my mom is so cute. She said, I used to sing Take a Chance on Me by ABBA so passionately. That's so cute. Take a chance on me. Yeah, that one. We like that one. So with telling my grade 8 crush, or grade 7 and 8 crush, that I liked her, I texted her before the night before that day, because I was going into school. Oh, excuse me. And I texted her, I'm like, I have something to tell you. I need to tell you. Make sure I tell you. And I did this, so then I made a commitment to myself that I would have to tell her. So I went up to her that morning and I looked her right in the eye. I was like, Morgan, let's go to the side. I need to tell you something. I went up to her and I was like, I have a crush on you. And then I ran away. I didn't even look at her face. I didn't see her reaction. I literally told her and then bolted away as fast as I could. That's not the way to do it, because what if she did like me? She would be like, "Oh, I like you too." Um, yeah, that was an interesting time. Thankfully, she was okay with it, and later that day, she came up to me and she was like, "It's fine. Let's not ruin our friendship." All this stuff. So it was really, really sweet of her to say that. Yeah, do you have anything you want to hear from me at all? Do you have any videos that you want to see later? Actually, my girlfriend and I are going camping the first weekend of August. And I was wondering, do you want a video? Like, do you want us to make a video then? Do you want another vlog thingy? I know the vlog was not insanely good. I've never done it. My phone was shaky. Yeah, it was a whole thing. But if you would like to see any video, let me know. I'm just gonna look at my notes here because I made notes and I wanted to see if I covered all of them. Let's see. Actually, one thing is that with Lorelai, my first real girl crush, her and my brother and I would hang out a lot. And awkward, no, just kidding. And we, oh my gosh, I seriously need to sleep more. I literally slept so long last night. I don't know what's happening. But anyway, yes. So my brother, her and I hung out a lot when we were younger, and we would always go up to her attic and hang out there. And so one day we made up like this little fort thingy, and we told scary stories. Which, by the way, I dislike scary stories. If you tell me a scary story, it will probably scare me for the rest of my life. Do not like scary movies. No. But I found it so special to be in that like little hut with her and Quinn, my brother. But she looked at me and talked to me, like really engaging, and that just felt so nice, even though it was a scary story, and I'm still scared to this day by the story she told me. But it was just so nice to be that connected with her and to see, like, I don't know, to look into her eyes, and so yeah. Crushes, I kind of forgot about crushes because I've been dating my girlfriend for like 3 years, and so I haven't really had like any crazy crushes for the past 3 years, or any except for my girlfriend. But yeah, crushes were insane. And if you have a crush right now and you are having a hard time because either they're giving you mixed signals, you are alone with them and you don't know how to act, or you're going to tell them but you don't know how to tell them, just remember that that person is special in your life and you will remember them because they're a special part in your life. And no matter what happens, you always have the good memories from them. Thankfully, the girl in grade 7 and 8, we're still, I guess we're not friends. Like, we never really talk, but when we do see each other, we're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Yada, yada, yada. So I told her, but we still were friends after. And obviously that's not going to happen every time. But I hope that if you do tell your crush and they don't feel the same way, that they are nice with you and, you're friends and everything. So yeah, do you have any questions? I would love to answer your questions if you have any. If not, perfectly fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna see. I don't think I have any more things in my book here of Lorelai. I do remember, in the movies where the girl is like, they doodle all over a page with someone's name, like, let's say, what's the boy's name? Let's say Dan. And you write their name, Dan, all pretty and beautiful, and then you put hearts around it, and then you're like, I love you, Dan. Dan is amazing. He's so sweet. All this stuff. I did that for Morgan. I have many pages of, like, I love Morgan. She's the best. I love her so much. Whatever. And I would just doodle her name everywhere. And so that was fun. Thankfully, nobody saw that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, with boys, I never did that, which is, like, I never really thought about that. Yeah, I found boys attractive. They looked nice. Maybe they were good at sports, and I was like, ooh, cool, you're good at sports. I don't know. Yeah, I only was like obsessed with girls, with crushes and everything. So yeah, there you go. Not a huge, long story time or anything. I just wanted to share those small little things. Maybe it'll help you discover that you're part of the community. And yeah, and if you do want more support and everything, absolutely continue watching my videos. There's so much support in the comments and everything. And if you want more support, I'm so happy about this. I created this membership. So it has like all of my most helpful videos listed out for you, most recent, most viewed videos. There's like, an extra tab video where I have some bloopers or unseen content. But there's also a community there, so a Facebook community. So it's actually, I will put it down in the description after this live stream. It might already be there. I can't remember if I did it beforehand, but it should say like my membership or join the community, and then it'll have the link. So if you want to check that out, you can, absolutely. And that will also be more support and love for you as well, because you deserve it. So yeah, it has only been half an hour, which only been. My last one was an hour. I'm just basing it off of there. But yeah, if you ever have any videos you want to see, if you want to see videos from my girlfriend and I for not this coming weekend, but like not this weekend, not the weekend after, the weekend after that, her and I will be together. So if you want to see any videos, absolutely let me know. I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming here and listening to me. Sorry, I kind of rambled on about random stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I will be trying to do live streams once a month. So like the end of the month, I will be doing them. And if you have any specific topics you want me to talk about during the live stream, just let me know in the comments as well. So yeah, I will be signing off here. Have a lovely day. I will see you next time in my next video. And yeah, I love you. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.